Every day around the world, countless people go missing or are abducted. Sadly, many of these victims are children who are preyed upon because they are an easy target, or are they? Not all kids are such easy prey, as their abductors found out. They might just be kids, but they were able to outwit their kidnappers in a variety of amazing ways. Elizabeth Schoaf. In September 2006, 14-year-old Elizabeth Schoaf got off the school bus and was met by a police officer who directed her to a wooded area nearby. The man was actually Vincent Filya, and he was no police officer. After getting Schoaf disoriented in the forest, Filya tied up his victim and kept her in a 15-foot pit. Amazingly, after 10 days, Schoaf had convinced her captor she was not a threat and persuaded him to lend her his phone to play games on. Instead, she texted her mother, and soon police arrived to free Schoaf and send Filya to jail for a 421-year sentence. Kalista Cordova. In January 2012, 9-year-old Kalista Cordova failed to come home from school. Bound and gagged, she had been stuffed into an abductor's car. Thankfully, her break came when the car broke down and her kidnapper was forced to seek assistance from a passing motorist. Now unbound, they were driven to a nearby store where Kalista took off and ran inside. Keeping calm, she dialed 911, and when her abductor tried to get her back into the car, she made a scene to get everyone's attention. In the end, she got home safe and sound, and her kidnapper got 30 years behind bars. Jeannette Tamayo. Imagine coming home from school to find a stranger waiting in your house to abduct you. In June 2003, this exact scenario happened to 9-year-old Jeannette Tamayo. Later handcuffed and confined in a car, Jeannette spent the next 2 days psychologically softening up her kidnapper by bringing up her family and trying to win his trust. When she told him she suffered a variety of medical ailments, he stopped the car and released her. Jeannette immediately called police, who arrested David Montiel Cruz, who is now serving a 102-year sentence. Erika Pratt. In 2002, James Burns and Edward Johnson decided they needed money. Their solution? Abduct the neighbor's daughter to collect ransom money. They just didn't realize the trouble they were getting into when they abducted 7-year-old Erika Pratt. Bound with duct tape and thrown into a basement, they thought it was only a matter of time until they got the money. Instead, Erika, in the pitch dark, chewed through the tape, kicked open the basement door when she found it was locked, and smashed out a window to yell for help. The pint-sized escape artist was rescued, and her captors were sent off to jail for a very long time. Benjamin Brockway. In 1994, 12-year-old Benjamin Brockway was repairing his bike at the side of the road when a pickup truck with 2 men inside pulled up. They grabbed Benjamin and drove off. Blindfolded, the kidnappers took Benjamin to a motel, where they later made him call his parents to demand $50,000 in ransom. Soon after, the captors had a change of heart and released their prisoner, who immediately contacted the police. Benjamin had been quick-thinking enough to take sneak peeks of his surroundings during the abduction and was able to tell police things like the layout of the hotel room and details about the interior of the kidnapper's vehicle. Both were later caught. Barbara Ann Stuart. In 1978, 9-year-old Barbara Ann Stuart and her brother were walking home when a man grabbed her. Barbara's brother got away to get help, but she was stuffed into the trunk of the kidnapper's car. When the kidnapper got out and opened the trunk, Barbara savagely attacked him with a tire iron and ran off. She soon came across some police officers who had started searching for her, thanks to her brother. Xiao Yi. In September 2015, a 13-year-old boy, known only as Xiao Yi, was on his way to school in Sichuan, China, when he was kidnapped. Tied up with a bag over his head, the kidnapper called Xiao Yi's parents to demand ransom. Most people would consider this a bad situation, but Xiao Yi kept calm and looked to his favorite gangster movies for inspiration to escape, and escape he did. Still bound, he managed to get up, hop out of the building, and then wiggle his way along the ground to the nearest road. Spotted by motorists, he was rescued, and police soon captured his kidnapper. Rebecca Savarese. In January 1994, Rebecca Savarese was walking to school when a man came out of nowhere, placed a gun to her side, and ordered her to his truck. Rather than cry, cower, or panic, Rebecca kept her cool and assessed the situation. Realizing she needed to do something fast, the 12-year-old pretended to lose her breath, something that caught her would-be kidnapper off guard. Seeing her opportunity, she bolted, leaving the man in her dust. A witness reported the truck's license plate, and police later arrested Louis Lent Jr., a serial child murderer who is now spending life behind bars. Willie Myrick. In March 2013, Willie Myrick was abducted from his Atlanta driveway by a man who lured him to a car with the promise of money. Confined in the car, Willie dealt with the situation in his own unique way by singing a particular gospel song over and over again. In fact, for 3 hours, he sang that one song non-stop while his abductor screamed at him to shut up. Eventually, unable to stand it anymore, Willie's kidnapper pulled over and kicked him out of the vehicle. Kevin Lunzman. In 2011, 14-year-old Virginian Kevin Lunzman was on vacation in the Philippines. One night, he and some family members were kidnapped by an Al-Qaeda-affiliated group known for executing hostages. After months of captivity and negotiation, Kevin remained the only captive held by the terrorist group. Waiting patiently for a chance to escape, one night, when a solitary guard wasn't paying attention, he slipped out a window and ran like he had never run before. For days, he traveled alone until a farmer found him and called the police, ending his months of terror. These brave kids are truly incredible and inspiring. Do you have any amazing stories of bravery you'd like to share with us? As always, we love hearing what you have to say in the comments. Please subscribe to our channel for more amazing stories like these. Thank you for watching.